The door hinges on our 65 are very worn out. The rollers are shot, the pins are shot, the bushings are shot, especially on the driver's side. And I've heard mixed reviews. Some people say, buy new hinges, this is the way to go. Don't bother rebuilding hinges. Other people say, new hinges are junk, rebuild your old ones. So I took a chance and decided to rebuild some old hinges. What I didn't want to do is take the doors off the car and have them off for an extended period of time while I clean everything up and put it together. So I found these hinges on the shelf from a build my dad did many years ago and gave them to my son-in-law. After we took them apart, he sandblasted them and powder coated them. The only problem is the door plate side of the lower hinge on the driver's side was cracked. And apparently welding cast iron like this is a very difficult thing to do. You may see another crack down the road. So I did decide just to order a new hinge. But the good news is I was able to rebuild the uppers. And I really like the way they turned out. Now here's what I did. I looked at two videos on YouTube. First of all, I looked at Joe Daddy's Garage. And he had a great video on how to rebuild hinges. And he actually commented on my last video. Thank you for that. He used the same kit that I use, which is this one from CJ Pony Parts. It's probably a Scott Drake, I'm not sure. Now the bushings are amazing on these. And so are the long pins. The problem with these kits are these little shorter pins for the little catch and the roller spring. Here's one here that's just completely junk. We had to knock it out, just like Joe Daddy had to knock his out, because the splines on these things are a little too big to go neatly into the holes that you need to go into. So Joe Daddy took a sander and went around these and sanded them down a little bit, took a micrometer, checked them a couple times, and it eventually worked out for him. The first time he screwed it up, just like we did. Second time around it worked out. I didn't use a little sander. I actually used my bench grinder. And the lower hinge on the passenger side turned out pretty good with the tips that he gave. Now the other video I looked at was from Auto Resto Mod. And what they brought to the table, which I thought was great, was a way to install this spring without any kind of spring compressor kit. So have a look at the video from Auto Resto Mod as well. That video link, just like the one from Joe Daddy's Garage, is in the description of this video. Have a look at them, because those are really the videos you need to watch. I'm brand new at this, but I worked it out. And yeah, I'm going to be real happy with these hinges, I think. Also, I want to add that the reason these float so nicely is because I did something a little different. I used some of this Lucas Red and Tacky #2 grease inside of the shafts here. I coated the pins in it, and also here's part of the hinge that was broken. I accidentally put some bushes in here. I packed the shaft in here with the red and tacky grease. Just packed it in there. And then I also coated the pin in it. When I put the pin through, yeah, I can't imagine that these are going to wear as fast because they're lubricated. You know, maybe they will, I don't know, but I think that they're going to wear better. They're not going to squeak, I'll tell you that right now. So now I can do something. When I eventually replace the hinges, by the way, my new hinges are going to come in for another few weeks because they're back ordered, the driver's side lowers. But what I can do is take the hinges I take off the car and rebuild those if I want to. If I really hate the new hinge, I'm not stuck with it because I have this spare kit here. I can go ahead and rebuild another hinge. Now, this kit is for one door. So it'll do one upper hinge and one lower hinge. So you got to get two of these kits if you want to do all four of your hinges. And these pins right here are just perfect. They go in beautifully. They're the right length. You don't have to cut anything, so they're real nice. But, yeah, these guys right here, these little short ones with the splines on them, these are the guys that you have to grind down on this particular kit. There's probably a better kit out there, but I ended up with these. And with the money you pay for the kits, over time, you might as well just buy a hinge, right? So I didn't even want to spend too much more money on kits. I wanted to go ahead and just get these together, and that's what I did. And like I said, if I really hate the new hinge that I've ordered up, I can always rebuild the one that's on the car, because I have plenty of pins and springs and stuff. By the way, the springs on these things look cartoonishly long compared to what you pull off of there. And it looks a little funny when you put it in. It's a little bowed, but you know what? I think it's going to be okay. I think that's going to be just fine. So anyway, just a quick video for you. That's my adventures in hinge building. And yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I could have just bought new ones. But kind of the cool thing about putting these cars together is trying to preserve as much as possible. So that's what we try to do here. So anyway, just a quick video for you. Do check out Auto Rustamod's video and Joe Daddy's Garage video. Between the two of those, you should have a lot of questions answered, especially when it comes to the specific kit. And then, like I said, on Auto Rustamod, the way they got the spring in here without a special tool was pretty clever. So that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.